Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Circle of Love and Light. I'm Dr. Jane Mountrose, your host and a founding director of Awakenings Institute, a nonprofit organization devoted to creating a more loving world. Today, I'm joined by my wonderful husband and fellow director of Awakenings, Dr. Phillip Mountrose, and our special guest, actor, writer, and all-around delightful person and an old friend, Udana Power. So first, I want to let you know that everyone is welcome here. And if you can, whether you're with us live or joining us anytime during the week, please tell us in the comments where you're from and add your insights. We really appreciate it. Our focus today is on love as a powerful force and how it makes everything better, including ourselves. So we'll go into that in just a moment. First, I want to open the circle by inviting in the beings of light who surround us so lovingly in the higher realms to support us and create a sacred space. So we'll start with an invitation to the angels of the four directions, starting with...
Jane, I'm going to interrupt. I'm not sure if I'm seeing it. Maybe I'm missing it. I'm not seeing it on the page.
It's on the circle page. I see it. It's on live, it says.
Okay, good.
Except one problem is it's frozen. It looks like it's frozen. Let's see. Looks okay. Okay.
Good. Okay.
Hopefully a technical.
I'm seeing it now. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we might have had a technical. So, okay. So as we begin, I'm not sure if we were frozen. I'm just going to repeat this part. I want to invite the beings of light who so lovingly support us in the higher realms to create a sacred space for our gathering. And I'm going to start by inviting in the Archangel of the East, Raziel, who's an angelic healer. And as he enters, you can invite that energy in, and you might sense it as a beautiful, sparkling emerald green light. So you can just breathe and feel, and just notice if you notice anything. Next, we'll call upon the Archangel of the South, Michael, who's a warrior and protection angel, and brings a tremendous strength, you might feel, and a vibrant electric blue energy. To the west, we invoke the presence of Archangel Gabriel, the messenger angel. You might feel Gabriel as a diamond white light that shares divine love, wisdom, and guidance. And to the north, we call on Archangel Uriel, who's more an earthly angel, and you might experience a ruby red light as Uriel enters. Excuse me. Now I also want to invite the archangels who hold us in perfect balance between heaven and earth. Starting above us, we invoke the presence of Archangel Metatron, who I view as the angelic host of this gathering. And you might notice just this beautiful light flowing down over us from source, a golden white light surrounding us and nurturing us. Also inviting in Archangel Sandalphon, who brings up the crystalline energies of the earth into our space. And you might feel that coming up with Metatron and Sandalphon holding us in perfect balance between heaven and earth. And finally, the most important part, actually, inviting the loving presence of ourselves to be with us during this time that we have together in our hearts and souls. And just opening to the love that you feel there. This is a time when love is available and when we don't have to be afraid of it, afraid of someone judging us. And we'll talk about that, I'm sure. So it's a beautiful thing, just opening to that love in your heart. So we'll begin. And as I mentioned, we have a very special guest and friend here, Udana Power. And I want to welcome you, Udana, and ask you if you would like to share with us more of what love means to you as a powerful force.
Oh, okay.
And a little more about yourself.
And I could feel that. And you know what? Lily comes in. So Lily, well, she could feel the energy shift. So Lily's my cat. So
Oh,
if she wanders in and out, that's what's going on. I sit down to meditate and she'll come in from outside and sit in my lap. Anyway, so what was the question? You got me.
just well, a little more about who you are and how you came to the conclusion that love is a powerful force that makes everything better.
Whoa, that's
It's a big question.
it's been a big journey. I was thinking about that the last couple of days a lot. And I just realized that that's fundamental to my whole life and my search and my find, not just my search, but my find, because we can go searching for God, but then we can go find God as well. And I didn't grow up in a family with a lot of love. I didn't know that love existed until I was in my 30s, actually. And then it was such a shock. I was starring at the Dorothy Chandler book to win, and my leading man, I was Miss Melanie, and I fell in love with my leading man every night. And I realized I was falling in love, and I was waiting. What? What's this? And that started my journey because I had to really reevaluate my whole life about that. And I ultimately discovered a spiritual teacher who was all about love.
Right.
And he said, become the loving and don't get stuck on particulars. That was one of the things he said. That was something that I had to grow into. But that experience, going to meet him in India and coming back and living here in the US and still continuing being an actress, and then becoming a screenwriter and starting to write, it began this experience of fecundity, love. If you don't know what that word is, go look it up. Fecundity. Fecund. You know what that is? It's blooming, it's manifesting, it's rich, blooming in the soil, lots of fruits coming out. Anyway, so there's some things that we just live into the answer. And everyone was getting their name changed. And he said, do you want to keep your name? And I said, yeah, that'd be better. And he named me Richness in Love. And I actually didn't understand what it meant, but now I do. I'm beginning to understand. It's been a really tremendous journey. And what I see is this is the source. This is something that all of us want. All of us are reaching for. We rob banks so we can get enough money so maybe people will love us, and we get married, we get thin so hopefully people will love us, or we buy a car that we can't afford so that somebody will love us. And the whole thing is that when we give love, that's when we get love back. It's this circle. It's just like, oh, become the loving. Don't get stuck on particulars. It's like the best piece of advice I ever got. So, right. And here's the thing, it's free. And that's what everybody
right.
It's like, what? We make it really complicated. So that's my story about love.
Yeah, thank you. And it's so true that the value of love so incredibly exceeds the fact that it doesn't cost anything to open to the love in our hearts. It's just incredible. It's really almost crazy.
Yeah, no, you can't trade for it in the marketplace. You can't get, well, if I give you love, then maybe you'll buy me a house. That way. It's right. I love you. And if you love me back, great. And if you don't love me back, well, I'm going to continue loving me, and maybe it'll wear off and I'll get bored and find somebody else who wants to be in love with me. We want to create love together. We want to enjoy love together.
Right.
Kind of a sharing is sort of the essence of that, rather than a more singular focus on yourself.
Yeah.
One is, I think it's built on a foundation if you understand who we are, that it's built on a foundation of loving ourselves. With that, when we love ourselves, then love just radiates from us. But that's one of the big challenges, is how do we love ourselves?
I think that's where it begins. And that's
Mhm.
what Osho said. See, I went to India. A lot of people know who Osho is. I went to India and experienced that. I experienced Osho directly, and it's still in my life. And when I came back here in Los Angeles, I was meditating all the time. And then I was fortunate enough to be able to sing in Della Risa's choir for 5 years, solid, 5 solid years. And was pretty remarkable. It was very much the same thing. You become the, it's an experience. And the things that started occurring to me then is that we are access points for the loving. And we're finishing up a book. I've written it, but I'm going rewriting it, stuff called The Law of Blooming. It's something I've been thinking about for years. And part of us is everything alive and organic is blooming. And lots of my lifetime, because I was really sick and got well, and sprouted a lot of mung beans, to tell you the truth. And I realized that, when you sprout a bean, what happens? It germinates and it gets plump. And then this little sprout comes out. And where does it come from? And I ask people that all the time. And most of the time they say, well, it comes from inside the seed. And then I say, well, but it's too big to be in that little hard seed.
Right.
And all of a sudden you start thinking of that. It's kind of like, where's the sound of one hand clapping? But you see, oh, wait a minute, this is love itself. This is blooming. This is expanding. This is the flower opening up to this dimension with its perfume. And that's our loving. That's who we are. And we all have access points to that, as is the orange tree in my backyard.
Right.
And roses in my backyard. They're access points. So it's everywhere. And we are the opening to it. And once we can access it and start allowing it and decide, here's the other part, is I found myself when I was very young, saying, harumph, well, I'm going to wait and see if they love me, and then maybe I'll love them back, okay? And then it occurred to me, well, that's really stupid, because if somebody, who's going to love first? If everybody's going to wait for everybody else to love them before they love them back, then how is there going to be any love anywhere? And so I just decided to love first.
That's beautiful.
And it brings so much joy. Yeah, it's really fun. Love first. And it doesn't matter if somebody loves you back or not, What is the 4 agreements? What's the first one? Don't take anything personally. Love them. And if they can't love you, oh well, next.
Right.
So are you talking, Udana, about more personal, intimate relationships, or just generally, or when you live your life daily, or?
All of the above.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the personal ones. Because that's the experience that I've had. Because, I was dating or whatever in that period of my life when all those books were coming about the rules of the game, where you wait till the 3rd call, or you don't call him back. If he doesn't call you here, then you call him back then. And, and don't show your boobs and don't have sex until but then they have to do this. It was like, wait a minute, they have to take you to lunch it was so confusing, and it doesn't work. And finally I realized, I just went, Osho said, become the loving, don't get stuck on particulars. And when I decided, that is when the magic started happening. It just happened. It just came out of nowhere. It just came out of nowhere. I just decided. And the latest relationship I've been in now for a while, it's been wonderful. And it's just, it's to not love is against my religion.
Right. And of course, I want to mention that we're talking, when we talk about love and light, we are talking about divine love. The love that is not dependent on someone else in any way.
Exactly.
It is emanating love from our hearts and then allowing it to go where it can go.
Exactly. And then you share it.
Right.
And and that's who we are.
Right. And I think there's an important point when you mentioned blooming about we're holistic healers and coaches, and we've been doing this for many years, and I realized anything that is, you could say, that's nurturing to the body is also nurturing emotionally, mentally, spiritually, on all levels of our being.
Yeah.
And love actually has health benefits. It's, you could say, in a way, it's the opposite of stress, which actually erodes our health. If you allow yourself to be in places of stress, you're allowing yourself to actually probably live a shorter life. And in some cases, it kills people. It's been associated with just about every major disease on the planet. And love has the opposite effect. Studies have actually shown that it might have even a youthing effect because it harmonizes everything in the body. And of course, spiritually, it's taking us to the place where we're connected. Love is connectedness, which means when we're in a loving place, we're connected with everything, with our source, with our guidance, with all the wonderful things that are available to us. Yeah. So it is, I think when you started and you said, that it's priceless. It is actually true. And it's much more because it's the fuel. You mentioned blooming when we're blooming ourselves. We're becoming more of who we are and really living.
Yeah, and if you can just imagine what a hug is like from someone you care about, it's just like, it's like, oh, everything's okay. Oh, I think it's really important to have that be part of our lives. And I think that's kind of a challenge in this digital world that we're living with. Being able to touch and to get hugs, and that was one of the things that I learned in the ashram. And what we did at Della's, the first thing we started about, everybody ran around and hugged everybody in the morning before we started. And there's something that happens that grounds us. We as souls in physical human suits that we're in, we get to go, oh, I belong somewhere. Okay.
Right. Well, it helps to relieve us of that illusion of separation when we're connecting, connecting physically with a hug, or just connecting energetically in our hearts. It all works together.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Philip?
Well, I'm just thinking that we're born into a world where a lot of people are not loving and there's a lot of separation. Yeah. It seems for the very purpose of learning how to love, among the challenges and things that test us and help us expand love in difficult places in our lives. How can we love ourselves and then other people? How can we forgive ourselves and accept these difficult situations so we can be more loving people?
Right. Yeah.
That's really important, because I think, and this is one of the things that Osho pointed to, he said, look where my finger's pointing to. Don't look at my hand, look at where I'm pointing. But he said, we have to learn to love ourselves first, and love ourselves so deeply and with such acceptance. I mean, this amazing creatures that we are. So, and to share the overflow. It's like, if you love yourself, how can you love anyone else? Oh, then I share the overflow.
Right. And I think part of the purpose of the circle is spending time together and being in a loving place that allows us to open more to the love that we have in our hearts, so that we can share that with the world.
Yeah, I think your work, what you're doing here, is really, really important.
Thank you.
Really important, especially now, because there's so much chaos going on. And what brings us, what brings the harmony together so that the universe can move together, because that's kind of how it's designed. Everything works perfectly if
Right.
we allow the flow and allow the movement, and we all have such a unique point of view in the world, and we all have a different background and a different brain. I call it the cilantro effect. For some people, yum, yum, I love it. And for other people, including me, it tastes like soap. It's like that. And it's just, how is this physical instrument attuned, So we all have a different point of view about, and if we can share that and acknowledge and love our uniqueness and share our uniqueness with love, and then honor other people's uniqueness,
Right.
and allow them to be all of who they are, and then we can come together and solve really important challenges by combining our efforts and focusing in a direction, like saving the planet, maybe.
Right. which is certainly possible. And that's what we're here for ultimately too. Before we go any further, I want to welcome some of the people who are commenting. One of our old friends, Sharon Williamson, is here. Rosalind Good Vibes, who's from Paso Robles near us. Phoenix Rising. Phoenix is actually one of the co-hosts on this program, so I'm so happy you could join us. Garlene Hicks. So welcome everybody. And we so appreciate you, because this is every bit of energy that we put into vibrating more love is helping to change the world. I one of the thing that really got us, and I talk about this pretty often, is in the 1990s when California was supposed to fall into the ocean. We decided we should do earth healing meditation. So we would have everybody come together and we'd sit in a circle. And one time I was leading the group, and I had everybody imagine what the world would be like if everyone was vibrating from a loving place. And it just came so clear to me. There could be no starvation because everybody would be supporting everybody else. There would be no war, no hatred. I think the environment would be loved, so we would have a better environment. All of the other beings on the planet would receive love. If you just look at it, it is like this very actually simple, but complex because of the difficulty people have in getting there. It's a simple solution, and it's really the only solution from what I can tell.
I agree with you. It's the only solution. The ultimate answer to all the questions is love.
Right.
Greed. Wait a minute. I don't have enough. I need more. Wait a minute. What is it? I love, baby. But it's spirit, like you said. But we're these spiritual beings in physical bodies. We emanate it. That's kind of how I feel. We dance it.
Right. That one got 3 hearts from Betsy Baum.
Hi, Betsy. Hi.
So there are other people who feel the same way, and I know there are. In fact, I imagine now, as we do this, that the world has the points of light like us, each of us here who are wanting to vibrate love and are focusing on that. And so we're little lights that shine, and they're all over the planet. And the more lights we get and the brighter they become, it's like eventually the planet is just going to be so surrounded with love that the hatred's going to have to dissolve into it.
Yeah, it's like the candle, and all of a sudden everything's lit up.
Right. And that's actually what we found with healing, because we heal in our work, we heal a lot with spiritual energy, which is essentially love, because love is connectedness and oneness. And when you're able to do that, and there are some very simple ways of doing it, actually, other energies just dissolve right into it. It's like it surrounds and engulfs them. It's kind of like you can turn on the light in the darkness, but if the light's on, you can't turn the darkness on and overcome the light. It doesn't work that way.
Exactly. You're the ones who taught me tapping.
Yeah.
Yeah. did that for many years. I've been doing a lot of stuff these last several years.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's interesting the way society is segmented too, that it's like the doctors do this one thing and then the psychologists do another thing and then the ministers and spiritual leaders do another thing, as if it's not all one. Because if we heal from a physical level without addressing what's happening emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, it's very possible that it would recreate itself because it's incomplete. And when you heal on the love level, it's complete. It's absorbed everything else into it. And you can confirm it pretty easily too by just like now, all of us, we have every reason to love ourselves. And I hope that everybody who's listening and watching now or whenever they do during the week, that you can appreciate yourself for the wonderful spiritual being who you are, regardless of what people who don't understand you or don't appreciate your uniqueness, regardless of what they think.
Yes.
If you're in that place where you feel good about yourself, everything else is good, right?
Yeah.
It just all falls together.
And I want to say something about that because this is really important because I went through a whole thing, I thought I had to be perfect. We have to be good.
Right.
And I want to say, chuck it, You're not going to be perfect. I'm not perfect, but I'm wonderful. And you. So aim for wonderful. Forget about perfect. Perfect get really stuffy and really stiff and very rigid. And then you start eliminating pieces about yourself that are just wonderful. So
right.
aim for wonderful, enjoy yourself and chuck
judgment. Well, and it's so interesting because a lot of it is out there. Like the one of my favorite ones related to love is judge not lest ye be judged. And when we judge ourselves, we tend to be more judgmental of others too. And when we love ourselves, it's very easy to love everyone.
So have you noticed, Jane, that when the things that annoy you about other people, it turns out that they're the things you don't like about
right.
Oh, wait a minute. Like the poet Rumi says, I used to want to change the world and now I got wise and now I'm changing myself and then everything else changed. Like William Dyer said, when I change the way I look at things, everything else changes.
Right, exactly. And it's true. I think Philip and I, we've really been blessed. We feel that way over the years. And the more harmonious we have become, the more harmonious everything around us is. And it is, we can't, each of us, I feel like, I don't feel like I alone can heal the world, but I can heal my own life and my direct environment, which is that's a place to start. And as we do that, then we are making a contribution toward the world change too.
I agree with you. Can we heal my desk?
Well, we're going to do a guided visualization here in a few minutes, and we can see what can be done for your desk.
I wanted to go back with you for a moment there, Udana, since you're our guest here. You were talking about finding the wonder, if I understood it correctly. How do you do that? How do you see that? Like you were sort of seeing, instead of trying to be perfect, finding the wonder or wonderfulness about yourself or others. How do you do that? How does that play out for you?
Wow, that's a really good question. What brings me back to the realization is because one of the things that helped me was I was doing a lot of Osho's meditations, which is like dance, shaking and breathing, and then dancing and dancing and dancing. And what it would be like was like throwing out all the garbage without having to examine each piece like you do in therapy. But what happened was it became a dance. Life became a movement. And And then when you, I don't know, when you just begin to just, if you take a moment in your life and start even exploring movement inside of yourself and see where does the light start in your muscles and in your, you begin to realize, wait a minute, this is phenomenal what I'm living in. And it's, I don't know, just, you know, make an announcement to somebody you love. Listen, I'm not going to be perfect. I'm not even going to try, but I'm wonderful. And go have a good time. Just have fun, be light and airy and have humor. Oh, here's something that occurred to me. Should I say that? I'll just share that. You know, because a lot of times, especially women, they try to diminish. See, our biggest power is to tell our truth. And a lot of the time, and I think especially for women, we're trying to tell the truth in a nice way and be careful and not hurt anybody and not harm anybody. And what really occurred to me in my meditations, because I sit and journal at night and stuff, I love that. That's my favorite time of the day. And is to tell the truth with love and a sense of humor. See, because sometimes we tell the truth and we just a little snide thing back to somebody, you know, it's like, I get them. And it's not love at all. And sacrifice, I don't think is love. Love is this power that takes us over, like, oh, wow. And makes us want to dance. As Osho used to say, where does the dancer go when the dancer stops dancing? Or where does the music go when the musician stops playing? That's what plays us. And so if we can just decide to be all here, and when it's time to tell the truth, we can tell the truth with love and a sense of humor. We don't have to mentally contort ourselves to love. We just celebrate life, being here.
Right.
Does that answer your question, kind of, maybe a little? I don't think that there's a logical answer to it.
But you did make an important point there, I think, which is our intention is very powerful. And I think this is another thing we don't understand, along with the fact that we are love, basically, and we deserve all of the love that we can hold in our hearts. Our intention, like starting the day saying, this is a wonderful day, and I'm going to find out all the wonders that are here for me today, rather than saying, oh no, I have to get up again. Because that doesn't create, but it also, I think we start our day by connecting with the love we hold in our hearts. We have processes. We're going to do a nice little process here in a moment, which is, it actually is accessing more resources that are available to us too. But we have to intend. We have to start by intending to live, intending to be joyful. Like another thing I like to tell myself, just a minute, is my life is flowing with joy and ease. That's one of my favorite things during the day. No matter what's happening, I'm flowing with joy and ease. And things turn around. It's interesting. If you think they're not going so well, they can turn around with that.
I've had days where they were the worst days, and I went, oh my gosh, no, it's going to end just fabulous. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be. And then I look back and I go, oh my gosh, it was wonderful. You just turn your ship in a new direction. Mm-hmm. But you have to decide to do that. Wait a minute, I'm looking here at everybody and down right. Over there, over here. So
now here's someone, Smiley Menu. I hope I'm saying that right, or Minu says, celebrate life with love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now that's something you could just write on Post-it notes and put it all over all over your house and do that every day. So thank you, Smiley. That's beautiful. And Phoenix mentioned, my life is flowing with joy and ease. It feels very soothing. And it is. I love doing that when I'm driving and it feels like the drivers around me aren't too friendly. Or when I'm on a long drive, I say my life is flowing with joy and ease. And I'll find myself on the freeway, a fairly busy freeway, and there'll be cars, lots of cars ahead of me and lots of cars behind me, and I'll be just there in my space by myself. It's interesting if you if you intend and then observe what happens.
You know, you said something really important, and I find it's really important to start my day quiet. And it's been called knowing work, but sit down. I don't know, where is my book right here? Oh yeah, I have a little book. And I have little journals that I ask myself these questions every morning, and then I fill them out. And I ask myself, what am I doing? What do I want to accomplish today? And I fill out the little forms. Here, you can see they're filled out here. They're all filled out.
Yeah, I do. I do that too.
Yeah, and
I put also my focus. What is my focus?
What are
joy and ease, magic, miracles.
Exactly. And I'll put down the 3 things that I want to accomplish today that have to do with my goals, those amorphous goals that are so easy to get lost in the middle of being bombarded by, oh, I got to do this and I got to do that and stuff. So you can be directional, but you do have to spend that time in the morning just reconnecting to your soul. So I'm interested in what we're going to do now, because we want to reconnect with that source within it, this blooming part of us, that we can sit down and be directional with what we do before we get into this wild chaos. We live in bumper cars almost, we're being bounced here. And I turned off all my notifications on my phone, so I don't get notifications, because you can't go deep, because you start going deep, all of a sudden we're bounced with
Right. You need to control what's happening around you too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good not to start off reading your email in the day.
Right. And I think I'd like now to move into our guided visualization. Each time we have a visualization that we do, and that takes us into that place of vibrating even more love and light. I feel from our discussion so far like I'm feeling happier, more loving. I was feeling pretty good when we started. I'm feeling even better now. What I wanted to do as a description of what I'm intending right now is to say that I reached a point where I realized also I wanted to access all of my resources. We all have guides, angels, and masters who support us lovingly from above, and they keep us on our soul's path and more. And there also is a limit to how far they're going to go with us, because they won't interfere with our free will. But they're available for the asking to support us even more. And I do want to mention too, when I envision the circle, I envision each of us surrounded by this whole I don't know what you'd call it, just a whole lot of angels and guides and masters who are supporting us individually. So if there are however many people are here, there may be 10, 100 times more beings here with us. So one of the things I do, and I do this sometimes in the morning also, is I open to what I call Cascades of Light from the Archangels. And we can start preparing ourselves by closing our eyes and just actually doing that and starting to focus on your breath in your body. That shifts energy too and starts to bring you more into that inner world. And just imagining we're breathing in very light energy with every breath, so we can together float up to a beautiful mountaintop as our starting place. And just imagining moving upward actually does elevate your state. So we can feel better even just by imagining going up, and we can all join in the circle on the top of this mountain. It's one of those beautiful mountaintops where there's a 360-degree view of the whole world. You see for miles and miles and miles, and the air is so fresh and wonderful. The sun is shining down, which is, in visualization terms, represents our source. Our sun is our source of energy for life on Earth. We also have a source in the higher dimensions that is shining down on us. And we can first ask Archangel Metatron, who is sometimes considered to be the highest of angels, the closest to God. to send down beautiful cascades of love and light to us, of source energy. And just invite ourselves to surround ourselves and imagine the whole circle surrounded with this beautiful cascade, beautiful diamond, white, golden energy, allowing it to flow around us and enter into, through the top of our heads, into our bodies, filling our whole body with it. So as we breathe in more, goes further into our body. And we can also, as we exhale, ask to release anything that is not the love that we want now, and allow it to just drift down. I kind of imagine there's this cascade of light that's drifting down into a universal ocean of light below us. And as those things that are not love and light drift down, they move into the ocean where they can be neutralized and again return up to universal energy. So as we invite that light from Metatron in, you can also invite it into every cell of the body. And you might notice to me when I do this, my cells start vibrating and I can feel this vibrating energy in my cells. If there's any place in you that is not healthy right now, just invite that beautiful light from source into your body, into that place. Again, letting go of anything that is not that is not love, that you're ready to release. And noticing how that affects you, if at all. You can do that anytime. Just invite a cascade of loving light from Metatron. Next, I'd like to call on Archangel Raziel to join us. And Raziel is like the magician of the archangels. And I just really enjoy Raziel's energy. It also is very joyful. And it is often, you could see it as a rainbow of light. So asking that rainbow of light to cascade down over us, again, surrounding us and flowing through our bodies, sending those little rainbow, all the different colors to the places where we need them in our body, into all the cells. And again, allowing anything that is not that magic and that joy to just drift down into that ocean of light where it can be neutralized and turned back into light. And just feel that magic and joy. Notice if that changes anything for you, inviting Raziel in. He's one of my favorite angels because he's so joyful. And the next one I'd like to invite in is Archangel Haniel, which is often you could say that the angels may not necessarily have a gender and sometimes may appear as either a more masculine or feminine energy. Haniel tends to be more feminine. And I just ask Haniel to send down beautiful pink loving light. And again, surrounding ourselves with it and allowing it to flow all the way through our bodies into every cell, filling our cells with love, our whole body. And if there is any place that you do not love, send it there. Because every place and everything about us deserves love. And again, allowing anything that is not this energy that you're ready to release to drift down and away. And I also believe there are other angels here that are supporting us in neutralizing any energy we're ready to release. You may sense them around you. Then there's one more, and this one I'd like to end with this one. The Archangel Jophiel, another one that tends to be feminine and is described as the beauty of God. And you may feel or sense rose petals drifting down over you from Jophiel. Jophiel, um, and just inviting you to open more to the beauty of who you are. And not just or mainly even at the physical level, but the true beauty of who you are. The beauty that you hold in your heart. And if your heart is afraid to accept love, just allow it to open a little more to Jophiel. And in there experience the beauty of who you are. Who you are inside and who you can become, who you are becoming. And always sending, just allowing yourself to release anything you're ready to release that is not you. And it's always a good reminder too to bring back any parts of yourself that you've left in other places. So you can just be in full appreciation of yourself and who you are right now in this moment. And it is in the heart, that center of our being. It's the heart and soul, the place where spirit connects with form, where we can open to this wisdom and guidance and all of these beautiful beings of light who are available to us. Again, breathing in that energy and expressing our gratitude for them to be with us as we open also to the beauty of this magnificent world. So from here, I'm curious if either of you, Udana or Philip, if you would like to share anything that you've noticed in this experience.
Oh my goodness, I just feel it all. It's just wonderful. Wow, I could feel all the energy and how many angels. I did get the angel on the deck and I got the book you mentioned. How many archangels are there?
Well, there are different ones. Some people would say hundreds. There are certain archangels who are working with us and our planet, we believe now. And there are some that are probably the most well-known ones. The book and there's this actual, I'll just show everybody. I've used this Angel Wisdom Tarot deck because it describes 15 archangels. We invited 4 in our Cascade of Light just now, and there are others, and you can invite any of them to share their energetic gifts with you. It is, when you think of the support that's available to us in the other realms and opening to it, I think that also is how we open more to transmutation of energy too. It's that where you're turning lead into gold within yourself just by opening to the divine.
Wow. Well, I can sure feel it.
Did they each one feel different to you?
Yes, they felt a little bit different, but I felt all this tingly, and there was times that weren't going. I just finally just gave myself over to it.
Yeah, I was noticing a deep sense of calm and peace.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I don't know if others experience Raziel the way that I do. I just become so happy. And I love rainbows anyhow. So
how about
rainbows of light, I think, are wonderful.
Are the people who are watching right now, are they experiencing this? I'm curious.
Well, Phoenix mentioned it. She said absolutely beautiful cascade, magical.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if any of the other ones came in from when we were talking about or since then. But it is something, I think it's something to explore if you haven't already, because when I started thinking about that, like I would like to have access to all of my resources. And when I open more to the archangels and the beings of light, and other ones have presented themselves to me, you might say, that they appear in my inner vision during meditation sometimes. It has really changed things for me. And I think with what we're doing in the circle, like I said, if you can have all these beings of light just by our request also supporting us in transforming the energy on the planet and helping people to open to the love that is our true nature, I'm all for it. I figure, why not ask?
You know what? It's a lot easier. It's like you're going with the flow rather than trying to rough it out by yourself. It's like,
Right.
Great
oh,
resource.
there's some wind in my sails, some warm wind in my sails, you know?
Right. And
There's-
it extends that idea that we're not alone to a different level too. We're not alone amongst each other, for one thing, but we're also not alone in the spiritual realms. We have so much support.
Here's
Go
a
ahead, Phil.
couple more comments. Garlene Hicks, I felt the petals cascading, and Phoenix added, yes, our angels and guides are excited to support us. They are nearby waiting for us to invite them to co-create with us.
Right.
And that
Yeah.
seems to be part of it. We need to, going back to intention, intentionally invite these energies into our lives to more consciously connect and participate.
Right.
I'm drunk on love.
Hooked on love, divine love.
Is it? Like a week or two ago, I can't remember, a couple of weeks ago, another great friend of mine, Geraldine Heatherdale, Peterson Heatherdale, she was the guest on the show, and she was talking about water and how you can put a message about love under your water glass and drink it. So I was drinking, I put a message about love under my water glass, and I was drinking it, and I felt like I had champagne by the end of our time together. I also drank I have this, it's actually fairly large. I have this big container, it's like 24 ounces. I usually don't drink that much of it. I drank the whole thing. And it was wonderful.
Well, that's the whole idea of the what's his name? The Japanese scientist?
Yeah, the messages from water. I can't remember his name, but you can put hearts on your water glass or just write love underneath and park your water glass on it. And you can park abundance under your water glass. So many things.
I keep big vials of water that I get from in my refrigerator that I get from, I've got all these filters underneath my sink, you know, so that's the kind of water I use, and I keep them in the refrigerator. I'm gonna put messages on the outside of the containers, but also on the floor of it there, so that I can rest it on love and peace and abundance. And what a great idea, because it does, and we're able to photograph it, and it photographs the molecules of water photographed differently.
Yeah, Phoenix, she said Dr. Emoto, that's the name of the Japanese fellow. And he has a book that, if you haven't seen it, it's really worth seeing, because it shows how the formation of water changes depending on what we're vibrating to it. So if it's hatred, it becomes very disjointed. And if it's love, it's like this beautiful crystalline structure. It is very compelling.
Yeah.
So from here, the final stage in this is, of course, I mentioned it as we were just finishing that visualization, and we can close our eyes again if you want, and just imagining again that those cascades of love coming down and sharing it with the world, and just imagining the world as the place that it can become, a place where love is the guiding force, where everyone is honored and nurtured, where the nature is vibrantly alive. Everything is vibrantly alive and blooming, as Udana said. And the more we can do that, we can just imagine that during the week, anytime. And here's another thing, actually, Geraldine, that if you want to listen to that that class, that gathering, that was really wonderful. She recommended having a little planet. You can hold it and love it.
wait a second, I've got a planet here. Can I get my planet?
Sure.
Yeah.
This one, I just got this on Amazon. It's a very soft planet.
This one is
And
this one is gems. I don't know.
it's beautiful.
I
Gemstones.
got it
Wow.
before. Get
Yeah.
to, I get to have it here.
And just share the love.
Mm.
And
Mm.
also send it out to the week ahead. Send it into your life, every bit of your life ahead.
What an idea! I had thought of that.
Well, you want to have that energy all through the week. You can just imagine sending it out through the whole week.
And the concept
And
that
then,
love is a verb.
what's
It's a
that?
verb. Love is a verb. It's not a thing. It's a verb. It's love.
It's an
It's a verb.
action, right?
Love.
Yeah.
Action. An action figure for love.
Right.
What an idea. What a great idea. Thank you.
And just imagine the
love
sparks
it.
of light around the globe brightening and more showing up, and how that's going to make the light or the whole earth into a ball of light, of loving light. I think, to me also, there was a time, and I mention this often, but I think it's worth it. There was a time when I didn't think I mattered. And when you look at the complexity of the problems our planet faces, it's so easy to think, well, how could I possibly do anything that would help? This is something you can do every day for yourself, for your family, for your neighborhood, vibrating love out to everyone and everything. It's one of the best things you can do.
And it all
Do what you can with what you have in the moment.
Right. Right. And Udana, were you going to say something?
just every bit of loving and the fragrance of it. I was John, my sweetie, he had edited a film and done the color work on a film that we saw Friday. It's not out yet, but it's called A Fine Vintage, I think. It's about winemaking in Napa Valley in Sonoma. And I don't drink wines, so I just didn't, if this is a world I didn't know anything about. But what they've started describing is it's the soil that it's grown in, and it's the wind, and it's the trees that are nearby, and it's the way the sun hits it in the afternoon, and all these little tiny elements make up this wine that when you ultimately taste it has all of these elements in it. And there's a difference between $150 bottle of wine and all these flavors that go through your senses and $2 chuck.
Right. Yeah.
And
it's created with love too.
Created with love. Absolutely. The love there, these vintners are just artists. And I kept thinking of that. That's like our lives as human beings. And as we grow older, as we make choices about loving and about doing things differently and making positive choices, each of us making life affirming choices, little small ones every day, and sharing them forward, because joy is it's catchy, it's people get it when you laugh and smile. It's contagious.
Yeah, and it's nice to share it when you're out too. Say hi to people.
Yeah,
compliment them.
Hi.
Be nice.
Oh my gosh, I love your shirt. Oh my gosh.
Each moment is your moment. Make it your moment, and make it a moment of joy if you can.
Right. Yeah.
So your life becomes this texture of beauty made from little small thousands and thousands of decisions.
Right. Yeah. So we're coming to the end of our time. It always flies by. And I wanted to just offer the opportunity. Udana, can you tell people how they can find out more about you and what you do?
Oh, well, yeah, sure. You can go to Udana Power on Facebook, UDANA POWER. That's probably the best way. I've got lots of things I'm doing. I'm writing, I'm creating. I've got a business that I'm working on. I'm in the health and wellness field. But the thing that most excites me is personal transformation. Who we are, becoming all of who we can be, because we are more than you think you are. So become all you can be, and it's unlocking that within us. And it starts by loving ourselves and growing ourselves. We don't chase our goals. Let's grow our goals from within and out. So that's fascinated me my whole life. I've been an actress and a singer and a screenwriter and a songwriter and all of these things. And I realized that my whole passion is that this cathedral called life that comes alive as we enter it, you know. So
It's beautiful.
that's kind of what I'm about. And it's about staying healthy, staying youthful, keeping our facilities, because when we get to a certain age, like I am now, it's like, wait a minute, I want another 30 years because I finally figured out how it works.
Right. Yeah, I'm finally growing up.
Finally an adult.
Right. Yeah, that's why I call aging maturing, because it's not, it's not like becoming elderly. It's maturing.
Oh, it's becoming juicy.
Right. Thank you. And Philip, is there anything that we're doing? That we haven't talked about this today, but anything we're doing that you want to share particularly?
Well, just to get people a heads up, we're finishing our finishing touches on our upcoming book, The Loving Power of the Soul, a guidebook for reaching your true purpose. And that'll be a really exciting book. It released at the start of next year, in a couple months from this date. And that's sort of an encapsulation of our life, about how to connect with the soul, how to live by the soul, techniques for clearing the shadows in the soul. It's a very useful, very precious book, something that's taken us a lot of time to develop. And so stay tuned. We'll let people know about that as we get closer to
And
the release date.
for if people want to stay in touch with us, you can go to getting through gettingthru.org/holistic, and there are different things you can opt in for there, and then you'll be on our list to hear about the new book and other things that are happening.
Right. Go to gettingthru.org/holistic. Sign up for one of our free things there, and so be updated, because we have free videos and articles, fresh original things every month, and offerings and trainings in this upcoming book and many other things there.
Right. And you can also learn more about the circle at circleofloveandlight.org, and you can also become a member of the circle for free, and we have some free gifts for people who join us, because we so appreciate having other people who want to vibrate love and to change the world with it. So finally, to everyone who's listening, you have our greatest gratitude for being here and adding your uniquely special energy to this gathering. If you enjoy the circle, you can help us to get the world out, the world happier, the word out. One way is by, if you're on Facebook, sharing this video with your friends. You can also invite friends personally to join us or to join you in circle gatherings, because to us it's the more the merrier, obviously. And we hope you'll join us next week. We'll take this further into the realms of love and pure potential. And remember, sending love out to the week ahead. I want to wish everybody a wonderful week. So bye for now.